So we have three compartments. We have the engine with the front axle. Then we have outside the truck with the mid axle, right? And then we have trailer with the trailer axle. Okay? So like I said, it could be only one or everything. Two more compartments are mandatory. That is your coupling system or fifth wheel system. It's the same thing. Coupling or fifth. And inside cabin air brake test. The air brake test is the most important. If you fail the brake test, you automatically fail everything, right? Let's start with the engine compartment. You come here up front and check my lights, clearance lights. They're amber color, they're no broken, crack or damage, they're all present. Check my headlights, they're tight and secured, they're clear, they're no broken, no crack, and I check high beams, low beams, turn signals and flashes. I don't see any leaks under my truck, and my truck is level, straight, whatever. Then you open your hood. You have to open it, not the inspector, you. Luis, go with. No, you can do all of the money. Outside and trailer. Let's go in. Alright, you're moving on that side. All tracks are slightly different, but they're kind of, they're same. You just need to be able to look at the part and tell me what is it and everything about the part. So first of all, I'm gonna check all my hoses. They're properly mounted with the clamps on both sides. I don't see any cracks, damages, and leaks. Now I'm gonna check my alternator. That's the alternator. Secure to the engine, no missing bolts. Electrical wire, no cuts or exposed, and my alternator belt driven. My belt, I don't see any cuts, frayed or damages, and play no more than 3/4 inch. My water pump, it's down there, under alternator, under. My water pump are properly mounted and secured to the engine, no missing bolts, no leaks, and it's used the same belt as alternator, belt driven. Coolant, it could be here. It could be here, it could be here. Coolant, everybody know coolant, right? Yeah. The coolant are secured, level, that's the most important. My level is full, or I can see the level between minimum and maximum. Okay? Oh, that's it. Whatever you want to say, just tell me that. All cups are tight and I don't see any leaks under. Right? And you move to another side. Check the hoses again. All my hoses are properly mounted with the clamps on both sides, and I don't see any cracks, damages, and no leaks. Now I'm gonna check my power steering fluid. It's a full level, right? How are you gonna check? I seen it. Yeah, or I can see it. All cups are tight and no leaks under. I check my oil level on dipstick, right? Has to be a full level. If he's gonna ask you, tell him, take it out, swipe it, put it back, take it out again, check the level. Now we have two more parts over here, very important. That's the air compressor. It could be any position, it could be there, whatever. But they're always here. Air compressor, properly mounted and secured. No air leak, no damage, no missing bolts. And it's gear driven. What does that mean, gear driven?
Зубчатые передачи.
Правильно, шестеренка, gears. We work with the gears. Under compressor, we have steering pump, always under compressor. Always under compressor. Steering pump are properly mounted and secured. No leak oil, no broken, no crack, and it's a gear driven. Okay? Now we're gonna check steering column. Рулевая колонка, steering column are secured with the U-joints, no bend, crack or loose. And U-joints are greased, no any missing bolts or nuts, no crack and no debris inside. What does that mean, no debris? no trash, no garbage, whatever. My gearbox or steering box, that's the same thing. Steering box or gearbox. Secured to the frame, all bolts are tight, no leaks under, no crack, and the hose secured with fittings, no cuts or leaks. Now I check 5 steering linkages or 5 steering arms. You have to show it. 1, 2, everybody come around. 1, 2, 2 arms here. Pitman arm and the drag link. 3, the arm between the tires. Jonathan, move please. Let everybody see. Go ahead if you want somebody wanna watch it. Come step in. 1, 2, 3, over there. And 4, 5. 5 arms. They're all connected, secured, no bent, broken or cracked, no missing bolts, nuts, and pins. Right? Those pins. Nuts, bolts, and pins. They're no bent, broken, or cracked. And over here, the rubber seals are tight and secured, not loose. So now we move to the axle. So we have 3 systems in the axle. We have suspension, we have brakes, and we have tires. So we start with suspension system. I always go from left to right, then I'm not gonna miss any parts. It's easy. I check my brackets, or spring mounts, or whatever, spring anchors, spring leaf, no, spring leaves, that another. Spring brackets. I have 2 of them. They're secured to the frame, no broken, crack, or damage, no missing bolts. Inside we have bushings. So I have bushings, they're tight and secured, not worn. So go here to the right. My spring leaves, secured to the brackets on both sides. No missing leaves, no missing bolts and nuts. They're no crack, no bent, no shifted. They're together. Then I check U-bolts over here. U-bolts are secured to the axle. U-bolts like that. No missing nuts, no missing bolts, no crack or damage. And I check shock absorber, amortizator, shock. It's secured on both ends, all bolts and nuts are tight. No leak oil, no crack, broken or damage. So that was suspension. Brackets, bushing, springs, U-bolt, shock. Go from left to right, never miss it. Then you're gonna do brake system. The brake system everywhere are same, all axles are same. Do one axle, everything else same. Check the brake hose first. It's right there. Brake hose is secured with fittings on both ends. I don't see any leaks, cracks, or damages. Now the hose are connected to the brake what? Chamber. Brake chamber secured with clamp. No leak air, no missing bolts and nuts, no bend, no crack. Now inside the chamber we have push rod. That's the push rod. And the slack adjuster, together always. Push rod and slack adjuster, secured, no missing pins, greased. And the push rod plays no more than 1 inch. I release my valves to check that. And inside we have shoes and drums. They're all secured, no missing bolts and nuts, no crack. Shoes and drums are fat, means they're not dangerously thin, they're fat enough. And I don't see any grease or oil on them. So they're dry. That's it, that's the brake system, same everywhere. Brake hose to brake chamber to push rod slack adjuster and push rod to the shoes and drums. Now with the tire. My tire evenly worn. My dead tread has to be more than 430 seconds. No cuts, bulges or leaks on the tire, and secured to the rim. My rim, no bend, no crack, no illegal weldings, and secured. Lug nuts are present, they're tight and secured. I don't see rust and no cracks from the bolt hole over here. It could be cracked, so no cracks. If I see rust, that means they're loose. I need to tie them up. Hub seal secured, no leaks under. I check all my bolts in place. If you can see the cap over here, which is not here, but some has cap. So I can check the level of oil, has to be full level. And the last one, my valve stem or air valve, secured, no leaks, cap present. And I'm gonna use my pressure gauge to check my pressure. That was the engine. After that, we're gonna do coupling system. The coupling, you always start with the airlines. Your emergency and the service line, they're connected to the tractor with fittings. I will check my fittings, make sure there's no crack or leaking, and secured with the glad hands to the trailer. No missing bolts, they're locked and secured, and the rubber seal inside, no broken, no leak. The airlines itself, no cuts or leaks, they're not touching the frame and they're not tangled. The another one will be electrical line here. We don't have it, but green one or black one, it doesn't. The electrical line secured to the tractor and trailer is locked, no missing bolts and nuts, no cuts or exposed, no touch in the frame and no tangled, same thing. And you move down here. Chicken apron are securely mounted, no bent, crack or damage. That's it. My fifth wheel secured to my platform, that's the platform. My fifth wheel pin are locked and secured, you see that? No crack or damage. Fifth wheel, no broken or cracked. It's straight, greased, and I don't see any light between apron and fifth wheel. Platform secured to the frame. All bolts are tight and secured. We call them mounting bolts, or you can say bolts. No missing. The platform, no bent, crack, or damage. My release handle locked all the way inside. No bent, crack, no missing pins. And the last one, you have to check the kingpin inside. So you have to go under your trailer, and you're gonna show him like that, pointing. The kingpin is on the trailer like that. It's secured, no bent, crack, or damaged. With my fifth wheel locking jaw, locked around the kingpin. You understand? And the locking jaw, no crack or damage. So that's the coupling area will be mandatory on the test. Let's do the second one outside. Start with the mirrors, they're properly secured. All bolts in place, no crack or damage, they're clean. My door, I don't see any dents or damages. It's open and closed properly. And it's secured. The hinges over here are present. They're secured with the bolts and nuts. There's no crack or damage. The rubber seal are intact. Zapravno, intact. All present, no cuts or damage. My steps are secured. We're supposed to hold my weight clean. I don't see any garbage on them. And there's no bent or crack. My fuel tank is secured with 2 straps to the frame. I don't see any leaks under. No bent or cracked. My cap are secured. No leaks around. My straps are secured. They're tight. No missing nuts and bolts. No crack or damage. You move down here. You're gonna have catwalk and you're gonna have steps. Ступеньки. Stay secured to the frame. Will hold my weight. No broken, crack or damage. And I don't see any grease on it. No garbage. The people who's doing automatic transmission, you're gonna have DEF tank. That's for your diesel exhaust system. Just tell them it's exactly the same like the fuel tank. Secured to the frame, no missing bolts and nuts, no leaks. Cap are tight and secure. Now I'm gonna check my frame and cross members or crossbars. They're secured on both ends. All bolts and nuts are tight, no crack, bent, and no weldings, no holes. Okay? Now you're gonna check drive shaft. Pardon, drive shaft. Secured with the U-joints on both ends. No bent, crack, or loose, and the U-joints are greased, no debris. All bolts and nuts are tight. The last one I'm gonna check, exhaust or muffler. Same thing. Securely mounted all the way to the engine. All bolts, clamps are present. There's no crack and tight, no holes, and I don't smell any fume or leaks inside my car. And after that, you move to your axle. And start doing suspension again, the same thing like we did. First, you check brackets. 2 brackets secured to the axle, no missing bolts and nuts. Bushings inside, not worn. Springs are secured to the brackets. There are no missing springs. See that? They're all present. No crack or damage, and no shifted. The U-bolts over there, tied and secured to the axle. No missing bolts and nuts, no crack, broken or damaged. So you finish with the suspension, you move to your brake system. The brake hoses, brake chamber with clamp, push rods like adjusters, and shoes and drums, exactly the same like we did. Tires. I look between my tires, I don't see any garbage, and I see even space. That means my tires properly mounted. I don't see any light between the rims of them. They're evenly worn, and the depth tread has to be more than 230 seconds. And here, same thing. No cuts, no bulges. Then you're gonna check your rim, same like we did. Check your lug nuts, same. Check your valve steams, same. And you check your axle seal. All nuts and bolts are tight, no leaks under, no crack or damage. Then if you're gonna have mud flaps, everybody know mud flaps, yeah? Like that. Mud flaps, this is how you get. If you don't have, don't say it. If you have, say it. No bend, broken or cracked. Secure to the frame and adjust it from the floor. And I have to check my lights. All my lights are present. There are no crack or damage. They're clean. They're proper color. What color? Red color. And I check my tail lights, turn signals, flashers, brake lights, and clearance. Okay? And then you do the fifth wheel, because coupling area you have to do. The last part will be your trailer. So the trailer. Now remember one thing. If you do engine or if you do outside, right? The coupling will be last. If you do trailer, the coupling will be first. Okay? So trailer, check my header board and the side board. There are no bulges, they're straight, no crack, no holes, no missing rivets. And it holds my cargo load. My DOT stickers, they're all present, they're clean. Check my lights. I have 1 light on top, I have 3 lights on the side. 1, 2, 3, like that. Be simple with lights. They're all present, they're no crack, broken or damaged, they're amber color. My landing gear secured to the trailer, no missing bolts and nuts, no crack or broken. Handle, locked and secured, no missing bolts and nuts. Feet are straight and greased, and it's all the way up. And no missing shoe, that's the shoe. My cross members are present, they're secured on both sides. No bend, broken or cracked. Check my floor. And the cross members again. They're all present, no holes or damages, no bent, broken or cracked, and secured. My rear frame, secured, no bent, broken or cracked, no weldings, no holes. And then you do the axle. Same thing. Start with suspension. Brackets, bushings, springs, U-bolts on the middle, plus we have 1 more part on the trailer. What is that here? You know, airbag? Torsion bar. Torsion bar. Where is the airbag? There's a torsion bar. Good. It's secured on both ends. No bend, broken or cracked, no missing bolts and nuts. When you're gonna get your first violation, when you're on the road, when you're gonna call that airbag, call me. Believe me, everything you do here, it's on the road now. No English, on the road, believe me, cut the licenses. Now it's very, very, very tough on the road. If you think you just get the license, you will be rich, man, be careful with that. Now, the brake system exactly the same like we did, and the tire system here exactly the same like we did the middle. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. My ABS lights are secured, amber color, no crack or damage, and if it's on, system not working. And it's a violation. If you drive with the light on, The cop will stop you, you will get the ticket, you're gonna pay for that ticket. You can say that market like whatever. Secured, ABS here. No crack or damage. My mud flaps, secured. There are no missing mud flaps, no broken or cracked, and it's properly adjusted from the floor. And no missing bolts and nuts. The rear of my trailer, or rear door, it opens and closes properly. No missing panels, will hold my load. And it's secured with the handle on latch, we call that latch. My DOT stickers, they're all present, they're clean. My cables are secured with the pins. There are no cuts or loose. Look how you're supposed to do the lights. I don't know why you're struggling with the lights. I check my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clearance lights. They're red color, clean, no crack. Done. You're like, oh. I don't understand what is wrong with you people sometimes. I check my 4 lights here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're red color, they're all present, no crack, no damage. I check my turn signals, flashers, stop lights, tail lights. Done. We don't need that. And that's it. So if you have side doors like that, you have to mention about the side door. Tell him, my 2 side doors are secured. They're open and closed properly, secured with hinges and brackets. They're all present, they're all tight and secured. The handle, locked and secured position. And the steps, they're hold me, they're no bent or cracked. That's it. Most of you start telling me no legal weldings. Did I say no legal weldings? No. Be simple. Tell me no legal weldings. Well, it's supposed to weld, you know? Like frame, like rim. That's it. Nothing else about the legal weldings. So just tell me exactly what you want to say about the part, you know? The last one is side cabin air brake test. You guys have a big group, so I want you to do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. 6 people in the group, and then you're gonna switch. First 6 people. They're not gonna move him. All right, 6 people. Let's go! 6 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more here on that side.
Other side, 2 more.